1. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that originated in Greece and developed mainly in Rome. It teaches principles of virtue, self-discipline, self-control, and acceptance of what is beyond our control when it comes to dealing with liars and deceivers. Stoics offer some useful perspectives. Focus on internal control. Stoics emphasize the importance of focusing only on what is under our direct control, which includes our own actions and reactions. We cannot control the actions of others, but we can control how we choose to respond to lies and deceit, virtue and honesty. Stoics consider virtue as the supreme good. Living in accordance with virtue means being honest with oneself and others. They encourage the practice of honesty as an expression of wisdom and justice. Indifference to others' actions. Stoics suggest that we should be indifferent to the actions of others, especially when those actions are beyond our control. If someone deceives us, we can choose not to be excessively disturbed by it, focusing on our own virtues and correct actions. Impartial judgment. Stoics value the ability to make impartial judgments. This means evaluating situations objectively and without excessive emotion. When facing lies or deceit, seeking to understand the situation fairly, avoiding impulsive reactions. Acceptance and resilience. Stoicism advocates for acceptance of what cannot be changed. If someone deceives us, we cannot change the past, but we can choose how to deal with it in the present and future. Developing resilience in the face of adversity is crucial. Self-discipline. Developing self-discipline is a crucial part of Stoic practice. This involves controlling our own emotional tendencies and impulses, ensuring that we are not guided by impulsive reactions to lies or deceit. Focus on the common good. Stoicism emphasizes living according to reason and for the benefit of the common good. When facing lies or deceit, the Stoic approach may include seeking truth and justice, thus contributing to the well-being of the community. In summary, Stoic philosophy offers a set of principles that can help people deal with liars and deceivers in an ethical manner, centered on virtue, and with a constructive focus on what is under their control. To lack of self-discipline is seen as a form of weakness, because it means being governed by emotions and impulses rather than reason and virtue. Here are some principles and ideas from Stoicism related to self-discipline. Internal control. Stoics argued that the only real control we have is over our own actions and attitudes. Therefore, it is crucial to focus on these areas and not overly concern ourselves with things beyond our control. Acceptance of the inevitable. Stoicism teaches to serenely accept things we cannot change. This does not mean passive resignation, but understanding that resisting inevitable events only generates unnecessary suffering. Virtue as a guide. Self-discipline, for Stoics, is intrinsically linked to the practice of virtue. Seeking wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance is fundamental to cultivating an ethical life. Emotion control. Stoics believed in the importance of controlling emotions and passions. This does not mean completely suppressing emotions, but directing and moderating these emotional responses constructively. Meditation on mortality. Contemplating the transience of life and the inevitability of death is a Stoic practice aimed at putting things into perspective, helping people focus on what truly matters. The lack of self-discipline, from the Stoic perspective, leads to a disorderly and unbalanced life where emotions rule over reason. Cultivating self-discipline, on the other hand, is seen as a path to inner freedom and tranquility regardless of external circumstances. 3. When it comes to dealing with gossipers and slanderers, Stoic principles offer valuable guidance. Gossip and slander as indifferent actions in Stoicism. There is a crucial distinction between things under our control, virtues, values, actions, and things beyond our control, external circumstances, actions of other people. Gossip and slander are considered indifferent, meaning they are beyond our direct control. Stoics advise focusing on things you can control and not wasting time worrying about what others say. Indifference to others' opinions. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of not being influenced by others' opinions. Stoics believe that true happiness and virtue come from within, not from external approval. Therefore, facing gossip and slander with indifference and staying true to one's principles is crucial. Control of reactions. While we cannot control the actions of others, we can control our own reactions. Stoicism highlights the importance of cultivating inner serenity in the face of adversities. When facing gossip and slander, it is advisable to respond calmly and rationally, rather than reacting impulsively. Practice of empathy. Stoics also value empathy. By considering the motivations behind gossip or slander, it is possible to develop a deeper understanding and emotionally detach from these actions. This does not mean agreeing with such behaviors, but maintaining a rational perspective. Focus on virtue. Stoicism emphasizes that true good resides in virtue, not reputation. When facing gossip and slander, it is helpful to remember that our integrity and ethical behavior are more important than how we are perceived by others. In summary, Stoicism offers an ethically centered and self-controlled approach to dealing with gossip and slander. By focusing on what is under our control, maintaining inner serenity, and prioritizing virtue, we can face these situations with wisdom and resilience. 4. Concerning the issue of ingratitude, Stoicism offers an interesting perspective. Stoics believe that true good lies in virtue, acting in accordance with reason and moral virtue such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. They also emphasize the importance of not overly relying on external factors for happiness, as many things are beyond our control. If someone acts in gratitude towards us, Stoics would suggest maintaining calm and not allowing the actions of others to affect our internal state. They highlighted the importance of focusing on what we can control, which is our own actions and reactions, rather than the behaviors of others. Moreover, Stoics encourage the practice of empathy and understanding, recognizing that people may act in gratitude due to their own internal struggles and ignorance. Instead of responding with resentment, Stoics would suggest a more compassionate and rational approach, understanding that the actions of others do not need to disturb our inner balance. Therefore, according to Stoicism, dealing with ingratitude involves maintaining serenity, cultivating virtue, practicing empathy, and focusing on what is within our control. These principles provide a valuable framework for facing interpersonal challenges and maintaining a balanced mindset. 5. One of the main features of Stoicism is the emphasis on virtue, self-discipline, and understanding what is within our control. When talking about those without integrity according to Stoicism, it refers to individuals who do not adhere to ethical principles or act dishonestly, disregarding fundamental values such as honesty, justice, and respect. Here are some Stoic ideas related to this theme. Virtue as the supreme good. For Stoics, virtue is the only true good and the foundation for an ethical life. Lack of integrity is seen as a failure to achieve this virtue ideal. Internal judgment. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of keeping internal judgment focused on what is under our control. This means that even when others act without integrity, the Stoic response would be to focus on one's own virtue and not be shaken by external actions. Acceptance and internal control. Stoics teach the importance of accepting things we cannot control and directing our efforts towards what is within our control, such as our own actions and decisions. This may include choosing to act with integrity regardless of the behavior of others. Indifference to others' opinions. Stoicism also advocates for indifference to the opinions and actions of others, as long as these are beyond our control. Not allowing the lack of integrity in others to affect us emotionally or morally is a way to maintain inner peace. Self-discipline. Stoicism highlights the importance of self-discipline in achieving virtue. Those without integrity often lack this self-discipline and act impulsively, without considering ethical principles. In summary, Stoicism offers a virtue-centered, self-controlled approach to dealing with people without integrity. By focusing on what is within our control and cultivating an ethical response to situations, Stoics believe we can achieve a more fulfilling and tranquil life. 6. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that had its peak in Greece and Rome, with figures like Zeno of Citium, Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. This philosophical school seeks wisdom and virtue as means to achieve inner tranquility and peace, regardless of external circumstances. In the context of those without integrity, Stoicism offers valuable perspectives. According to Stoics, it is crucial for an individual to seek virtue and wisdom for its own sake, rather than depending on recognition or gratitude from others. They argue that true contentment comes from within, and one should focus on aspects that can be controlled, such as personal actions and attitudes, rather than being concerned with external factors like others' opinions. Therefore, if someone acts without integrity towards us, Stoics suggest handling it calmly and balancedly instead of expecting external recognition. Satisfaction should be found in the fact that one has acted virtuously. The gratitude of others should not be the foundation of our happiness, as it is something beyond our control. Epictetus, one of the Stoic philosophers, emphasized the importance of distinguishing between things in our control, our opinions, desires, aversions, etc., and those that are not, what others think, do, etc. By adopting this perspective, we are less likely to be disappointed or resentful when others do not show gratitude. In summary, according to Stoicism, dealing with those without integrity involves maintaining inner tranquility, recognizing that virtue is its own reward, and not depending on external recognition for happiness. By focusing on what is within our control, we can maintain serenity in the face of others' ungrateful actions. 7. When it comes to empathy, Stoicism addresses the issue in a unique way. Stoics acknowledge the importance of compassion and kindness towards others, but also emphasize the need to maintain a certain emotional distance. They believe that excessive empathy can lead to emotional disturbances and hinder the ability to make rational decisions. According to Stoic principles, it is vital to focus on what is under our control and accept what is not. This includes our own emotions and reactions to situations. Excessive empathy, when mismanaged, can lead to excessive concern for things beyond our control, causing unnecessary suffering. Stoics encourage compassion and helping others, but they also caution about the dangers of becoming emotionally entangled in a harmful way. They suggest that, instead of letting emotions control reason, it is better to adopt a balanced and objective stance toward situations, keeping empathy at a healthy level. In summary, according to Stoicism, it is possible to be compassionate and supportive, but it is crucial to maintain emotional balance to preserve the ability to effectively cope with adversities and maintain inner peace. 8. One of the main characteristics of Stoicism is the acceptance of the volatile nature of life and the pursuit of inner tranquility through understanding and accepting things beyond our control. For Stoics, life is inherently uncertain and full of unpredictable events. Accepting this reality and adapting to it is crucial to achieve inner peace and wisdom. The central idea is that, instead of resisting inevitable changes and difficulties in life, we should embrace them and learn to deal with them calmly and balancedly. Those who do not accept the volatile nature of life, according to Stoicism, may face anguish, frustration, and suffering. Stoicism teaches that people should focus their attention on what they can control, their own attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors, and serenely accept what is beyond their control. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, highlighted the importance of distinguishing between what is in our control, our opinions, desires, aversions, and actions, and what is not, the environment, external events, actions of others. He argued that true freedom and happiness come from accepting what we cannot control and carefully attending to what we can control. For Stoics, those who do not accept the volatile nature of life may find themselves trapped in cycles of suffering and frustration, while serene acceptance and adaptation to circumstances are considered essential to achieve a fulfilling and virtuous life. 9. In the context of self-knowledge, Stoics believe that understanding oneself was fundamental to achieving moral excellence and inner tranquility. The lack of self-knowledge, according to Stoicism, is seen as a limitation that hinders progress in the pursuit of wisdom and virtue. Here are some key points on how Stoicism addresses the topic of self-knowledge. Know thyself, nous thee soten. The phrase "know thyself" was a maxim inscribed at the temple of Apollo in ancient Greece, and was valued by Stoic philosophers. They believed that self-examination was the first step toward wisdom, and constant self-reflection was essential for personal development. Internal control. Stoics emphasized the importance of focusing on things within our control and accepting those that are not. Self-knowledge helps distinguish between what can and cannot be controlled, allowing us to focus on aspects we can influence, such as our emotional reactions and ethical choices. Identification of passions and desires. Stoics caution against the dominance of unbridled passions and desires. Lack of self-knowledge can lead to a life dominated by irrational impulses and uncontrollable desires, hindering the attainment of tranquility and wisdom. Constant self-improvement. Stoicism encouraged continuous self-transformation. Through self-examination, individuals could identify areas for improvement in their lives, working consistently to overcome weaknesses and enhance virtues. Acceptance of mortality. Knowing one's own mortality was an important aspect of self-knowledge in Stoicism. This not only helped people appreciate the time they had, but also guided them to live in accordance with their values and virtues. Understanding the ephemeral nature of life. The lack of self-knowledge may result in an unbalanced life, without the wisdom needed to face adversities calmly and courageously. Regular self-examination. and the pursuit of a deeper understanding of oneself are viewed as essential elements to achieve moral excellence and true happiness according to Stoicism.